Beyond the gate, spoilers tease that a volatile collision is imminent. Dani's simmering fury at Andre is building toward a violent eruption. That tension settles over every whispered conversation, every furtive glance, until it snaps in a blaze of raw emotion. It starts with a brittle sort of calm. The day's light slants across Ashley's kitchen window as she pours coffee into a chipped mug. Her cell buzzes, a text from Andre, asking if she's free for dinner tonight. Ashley's heart flutters. He's been distant lately, so polite, so deferential, and still, when he calls, she can't resist. As she texts back an enthusiastic yes, a flicker of guilt passes her mind. Something feels fraught, but she shakes it off. Andre's charismatic. She's been drawn to him since the start. There's nothing wrong with caring about someone who cares about you, even if something feels off. Across town, Dani waits outside a neon-lit liquor store, pacing as the sun sinks. She checks her phone again. No message from Andre. They'd been close. So close once. But lately, he's become distant in a different way. Shorter replies, avoided hangouts. He flirts with Ashley through Instagram likes. Laughs at her stories. Dani once thought those likes were innocent. But now those double taps sting. Dani's knuckles whiten around a water bottle in her hand. That evening, dinner plans loom, and the dread sets in. Ashley meets Andre at a warm, dimly lit restaurant. He's wearing a crisp shirt, sleeves rolled back slightly, revealing a swirl of tattoos across his forearms. His eyes light up when he sees hair and easy, practiced charm. They hug. She notes the hesitation in his movement, like he's pulled in two directions. Still, when the server arrives, bringing wine, the mood softens. They share a bottle of Pinot Noir, the wine thick and heavy, laughter easy, banter quick, and Ashley leans in close as Andre recounts a funny story. She laughs. The evening breezes through a haze of warmth. By the time the meal ends, they share a kiss, soft, electric, lingering. But the kiss is not the end. They trail arm in arm down a nearby street, lit by shop fronts and scant moonlight. Andre jokes and pulls Ashley toward his car, and she melts into him. Before she knows it, they're at his apartment. The door clicks shut behind them. The Pinot still buzzes in their veins. Moments later, they're in his bedroom, shadows twisting on the wall, their bodies closing in. The night grows thick with promise, lips trace vows they don't mean to keep. Ashley sighs, breathes deep, letting herself imagine a future here of Sundays sleeping in, lazy breakfasts, long talks. She never notices the faltering in Andre's eyes. Because outside, not far away, another set of eyes watches. Dani is in her car across the street, parked beneath a flickering streetlight. She scrolled through Ashley's Instagram story earlier tonight, a couch selfie with Andre's arm over her shoulders, the caption, "Best night ever." Dani's breath caught. She scrolled back to look at his face, the angle, the smile. She knows that face. That smile. It was once her world. She steeled her jaw and slipped out of the car. She crossed the street in long, steady strides, invisible in the quarter-lit night. Her fist tightened around a discarded napkin she'd refolded and tucked in her coat pocket, something tangible, something reminiscent of softness, but her mind was anything but soft. When she spotted Andre's car parked by his door, heart pounded. The neighbor let her in his unlocked gate. She climbed the stairs with hesitant certainty, the night winding into what felt like a slow-motion inevitability. Inside, she paused by the door to his apartment, watching through tinted glass. Andre's coat lay on a rack. She could just see legs under the door as Ashley wrapped an arm around him. And then, she glimpsed a kiss, flame-bright in the half-open door. It lasted a moment too long. Something inside Dani snapped. She pushed open the door. Andre looked up. Confusion flickered across his face, then recognition, less shocking to her than to him. Ashley froze, wine glass upward, a ribbon of Pinot hanging at its rim. Dani, Andre whispered, but his voice lacked warmth. He tapped Ashley's arm. Honey, this is Dani. Ashley's cheeks paled, eyes wide. She covered her mouth with one hand, the wine glass trembling as it tipped, spilling half its contents across the table. Dani didn't speak. She advanced. The space among the three shrunk. Ashley's voice trembled. Dani only stared at Ashley's face for a moment, then shifted her gaze to Andre. She could taste betrayal in the silent air, the warmth between them, the cozy intimacy. She slammed her palm against the table, rattling glassware. So this is what you've been up to? Andre's jaw dropped. Dani, this isn't what you think. She's what I think, Andre. Dani's voice dropped to ice. You're an asshole. Ashley shook her head. Please. But Dani reached out and slapped Andre once. A sharp crack. Andre's cheek flushed, his expression stunned. She slapped him again. And again. Each blow come with the force of every unspoken hurt. People at nearby tables glanced over, tension thick in the air. Andre tried to raise an arm. Don't, Ashley whispered, grabbing his wrist. But Dani was relentless. She poured every scrap of betrayal into her fists, each blow pushing him back into the chair, blood blossoming on his cheek, tears shining in his eyes. Then she stepped back, chest heaving, fists clenched, eyes alight with fury. Ashley rushed forward, cradled Andre's face. That's enough, she said, voice low. Dani, stop. Dani's shoulders shuddered. She ground her teeth. Ashley held Andre as he shook. That's enough, Andre choked out, voice edging into humiliation. His lip trembled. He hissed, Ashley, call the police. Ashley reached for her phone, but she paused. His eyes caught hers. They were full of shame, regret, fear. And she knew, whatever they chose next would echo forever. Ashley slid her phone away. No. They left together. Not in triumph, but in muddled unison. Dani watched them go, heart pounding, entire body tingling. She felt drained, triumphant, broken, victorious. She took one look at her palms, all rage, all heat, and stumbled outside, then climbed into her car and drove away without turning on the headlights. The street swallowed her taillights as she sped home. Inside Andre's apartment, Ashley presses damp cloths to his cheek, silence pouring between them. Andre winces. She waits. Finally, he speaks. I'm sorry, he says. I never meant to hurt you. Ashley's breathing catches. Why, Andre? He looks at her, his gaze falling. I didn't know how to stop. She kneels in front of him. She can smell his cologne, feel his linen shirt's warmth. Because you like her too. It's not like that. Bullshit, she whispers. I thought you were different. He gets up, limps slightly, and goes to his desk. He pulls out his phone. Hands shaking, he taps, swipes. He finds a conversation with Dan, heated words from weeks ago. Words promising they'd always remain open, always could lean on each other. Confusion and regret. Words that now look like betrayal. Ashley reads over his shoulder, but Dani's messages stop mid-promise. His replies trail off. The last one reads, I have feelings for someone else, but I don't want to lose you. Nothing more. Ashley looks up, you let us both on. He nods. Just nods, no words left. His face is pale in the shifting light of the lamp. They share a long moment. She feels tears stall at the back of her throat. The clock ticks. Then, in a hushed voice, she says, I can't do this. He closes his eyes. I get that. She stands and starts to leave. He reaches out, but she steps back. Don't. She heads for the door. But before she opens it, she pauses. She looks at him again, something in her softens. I'm going to stay tonight. But only tonight. He exhales a breath he didn't know he was holding. She sets 2 pillows on the couch and sinks down. He joins her, still drenched in shame, uncertainty. They talk until the wine wears off and the adrenaline ebbs. He apologizes again and again. She listens. She cradles his bruised face. She tries to sort what she feels: anger, sympathy, attraction, betrayal. Their hands find each other by accident and linger. Night deepens. Finally, they move back to his bedroom. Soft sheets, slow conversation, touches hesitant, gentle. No passion tonight, just 2 people trying to find a fragile piece. He strokes her hair. She rests against him. They fall asleep in a tangle of arms and misgivings. Ashley wakes before dawn. She pads to the bathroom and splashes cool water on her face. She examines her reflection, tired and uncertain. She wonders if whatever this is can survive. Meanwhile, Dani lies awake in her apartment, sunk into her mattress. She runs over the scene again and again, slapping him, blood searing down his cheek. She relives every instant. Guilt gnaws her stomach. But beneath the guilt is a seed of something else: satisfaction, tasting of victory and horror. She turns over. She wants to call him. But she doesn't. She wonders what Ashley must think now. She wonders if Ashley's still there with him. She feels a hot pang of jealousy. She wonders if, despite everything, he still wins. Next morning, Ashley leaves silently. She pauses at the door, but he's asleep, face bruised, hair mussed. She touches his shoulder gently. He stirs, groans. She leans down. "I hope you find what you're looking for," she whispers. Then she leaves. Andre wakes to emptiness. Sunlight falls across damp pillowcases and her scent is gone. His eyes fall on his smudged phone screen. He scrolls a little. No message from Ashley. No answer from Dani. His heart sinks. Across town, Dani reads her locked phone. No message, no missed calls. She's angry. Confused. Triumphant. Ashamed. She yawns. She's empty. She gets up and pours coffee. And then another coffee. And she wonders, what next? Later that day, Andre calls Ashley. She doesn't pick up. He texts. He apologizes more. He says he loves her. He tells her it's over with Dani. She doesn't reply. Time stretches. Week passes. Ashley's phone stays silent. Dani sends a cryptic text, "We need to talk." Andre ignores it. He's fractured now. She was his anchor, but she's gone. Exposure sets in. And at night, he sits on his couch, wine glass in hand, replaying the assault, feeling the burn of the slap on his cheek and the emptiness on Ashley's pillow. This is where the open-ended beginning leaves us. 3 souls fractured. Andre is ashamed, bloodied, caught between 2 women. Ashley's silent absence looms like a torn page. Dani's wrath burns with an unpredictable heat. The board is set, the piece is lined. The next move? It's waiting in the wings. And we're left hanging at the brink, wondering how far Dani will go, whether Ashley returns, and what twisted paths lie beyond the gates they've all stepped through. Andre's apartment grows quieter with each passing day. The bruises on his face fade, but the silence on his phone does not. Ashley has vanished into her own world, leaving no clues behind, no angry texts, no middle-of-the-night calls, no evidence that she still even cares. And that, more than anything, eats at him. He tries to distract himself. New hobbies. New bars. He flirts with strangers. He re-downloads dating apps. But every match reminds him of what he ruined. He lies awake at night with the blue screen of his phone lighting up his face, rereading old messages. From Dani. From Ashley. He's not sure which hurt more. But his loneliness is temporary, never stays alone for long. Andre's charm doesn't vanish overnight. Soon, there's a new woman. Someone he meets at the gym. Her name is Marla. She's smart, sarcastic, the kind of person who calls him out when his jokes get too cocky. It's refreshing. He doesn't tell her anything about Ashley or Dani. He tells himself this is different, that maybe this time, he'll do things right. But some habits die slow, and Andre's hunger for attention is not one that fades easily. He texts Marla late, tells her he's thinking of her. Tells her he hasn't felt this way in a long time. He means it, or at least he thinks he does. And when Marla starts falling for him, Andre feels that old, electric sense of control again, except this time, it doesn't sit right. There's a flicker of guilt he can't ignore. He pushes it down. He smiles through it. Across town, Dani isn't done. The night she hit him still replays in her head, but now it's less about shame and more about clarity. She sees herself clearly now. Not the victim. Not the girl who got played. But someone with power. Someone who takes action when things go wrong. That slop, it wasn't just rage. It was release. And that feeling lingers. She hasn't spoken to Ashley since that night. She's debated it, typing and deleting messages, hovering on her number and her contacts. But what would she even say? Sorry you saw me lose control? Sorry we both fell for the same manipulative liar? No apology feels big enough. No message feels clean. She lets the silence stand. Still, she watches. She's not stalking, she tells herself, just staying aware. She checks Andre's socials. She notices when he deletes old photos with Ashley. She notices when he posts new stories at bars, in his car, at dinner with some new girl whose name she doesn't know yet. That's when something shifts in her again. Not the fury from before. Something colder. More patient. She's done watching him coast through life without consequence. He got away with too much for too long. Dani doesn't want revenge, not exactly. What she wants is exposure. She wants people to see him for who he really is. She starts small. She creates a burner account. Follows him. Comments lightly at first. Then starts tagging his photos and stories, liar. Cheater. Ask him about Ashley and Dani. It doesn't take long for mutuals to notice. Whispers begin to form. Dani keeps pushing. She DMs Marla anonymously. Sends her screenshots. Pieces of old conversations. A photo of Andre kissing Ashley at the restaurant. A clip of a video she secretly took of Andre telling Dani, months ago, "You're the only one I want." Marla doesn't respond. Not at first. But days later, Andre's posts stop. Dani can feel the silence across the internet like a bruise. She doesn't know exactly what happened, but she suspects Marla found out. She suspects Andre's smooth world is cracking again. Ashley, meanwhile, is trying to rebuild. She's been keeping low off social media, off the radar. She's changed her number. Started therapy. She's not sure she's ready to date again. Trust comes slow. But she's working. She's focusing. She doesn't want to be the woman defined by a bad man. Not anymore. But she's still haunted. Sometimes she walks into a restaurant and wonders if she'll see him. Sometimes a certain cologne brings it all back. There are nights she dreams about Dani's face at that table, how angry, how betrayed, how alive it was. She wonders if she should have stepped in more, said something, done something. But in those dreams, she always stays quiet. And that silence sticks to her like a second skin. One day, Dani texts her. Finally. I know I'm probably the last person you want to hear from. But I wanted to say I'm sorry. For how it happened. For not knowing sooner. For hurting you without meaning to. Ashley stares at the message for a long time. She doesn't respond immediately. But the next morning, she writes back. You didn't hurt me. He did. And maybe we both needed to see who he really was. That message opens the door. They meet for coffee. Not to forgive, not to forget. Just to talk. At first, it's awkward. But soon they're sharing stories, comparing timelines. Realizing just how much Andre kept from both of them. They laugh once, twice, eat how foolish they both feel. But that laughter grows lighter with each sip of coffee. Something healing passes between them. Andre doesn't know they've met. He doesn't know they talk now. That's part of what makes it powerful. Andre, meanwhile, is unraveling. Marla confronted him. Threw his phone across the room. Demanded the truth. When he Litigant left without looking back. And she didn't keep it quiet. She told mutuals. She posted screenshots. Andre's name is starting to show up in uncomfortable conversations. That guy? Don't trust him. He's got a pattern. He did the same thing to two girls I know. His reputation, once bulletproof, is now full of cracks. He tries to spin it. Calls them crazy exes. Laughs it off with his friends. But people look at him differently now. The same charm he used to wield so easily now rings hollow. He's not the guy everyone wants to be around anymore. He's the guy with a story behind his name. He messages Dani one night. Not to apologize. To defend himself. You've ruined my life. I hope you're happy. She stares at the message. Doesn't reply. Just blocks him. He messages Ashley too. I still care about you. I know I messed up. But what we had was real. She doesn't even open it. Andre starts drinking more, going out more, hooking up more recklessly. But something's changed. His moves don't work like they used to. The damage shows. The charm is chipped. He's haunted now, not by guilt, but by the loss of control. By the fact that Dani and Ashley slipped through his fingers, then turned around and tore down the image he spent so long building. One night, Andre sits alone at the bar, scrolling through photos. Ashley at the beach. Dani laughing on a rooftop. Marla holding a book by her face. He's alone now, and it's different this time. Not by accident. By consequence. Meanwhile, Dani and Ashley keep meeting. They aren't best friends. They don't pretend the past didn't happen. But they support each other. They share ideas. They help each other heal. They talk about what it means to be manipulated. What it means to find your voice again. What it means to move forward. Eventually, they hear that Andre moved away. A different city. A fresh start. But they know better than to believe he's changed. Because some people don't learn. But others do. And sometimes the most powerful thing two women can do after surviving the same man is refuse to stay silent.